Hello everyone, welcome to New Horizons Racing League Division 2, or pre-season Circuit of the Americas. Alongside me, Division 1 driver, Pitch Black. How are we? What do you think of Kota for pre-season? And what we're expecting from Division 2 for the season?
Yeah, well, as we know, in real F1, it's Spain that is preseason. Actually, it was until this year because of COVID, where they went to Bahrain. But all these tracks, even Coda, really balanced tracks that every driver can really show where they're strong and where they're weak, and everywhere else, and it just shows where they'll be working with the rest of the season. So we got quite a few Div 2 drivers here today, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen.
Well, I've said it pretty much every time we've come to Kota. It's a track that really does separate the men from the boys. It's got everything that we'd want: high speed corners, low speed, straight, short straights, a few corner a chain of corners as they're known as, but they're actually I'm more or less referring to the S section. It's got a bit of elevation change as well. Pretty much everything you'd want from a racetrack is at Kota, and it's quite tight, especially with the track limits. So yeah, some track exceeding. Well, if it went on last week in Division 1, it's more than certainly going to happen in Division 2. Hopefully they can all make it round okay, and Carps has already managed to invalidate his outlet.
Yeah, as you said, it's track pretty much has everything: an S section, hairpins, medium speed, low speed, high speed corners, tricky track limits. I'm trying to find something that this track doesn't have, but yeah, it's tricky, but it's also easy in some parts. It's some drivers excel in one place, others are better in others. Tricky setup, everything.
Thing is as well, I'm really looking forward to see the proper pecking order. I know that not everyone from Div 2 is here, because pre-season isn't mandatory. We've got a few of the Div 1 drivers here anyway, so we'll have some kind of comparison. They'll be starting from the back, hopefully trying to pressure these guys until the end of the race, and as long as none of the Div 2 drivers actually crash, they should be... I don't know, what's the word for, like, really good competition? Yeah, it should be quite.
All that kind of stuff.
Well, at the least it's going to be entertaining because we're going to be watching quick cars come from the back.
Yeah, also good to know that we have one new person for Div 2 here today, in the Reynolds. His plays. I'm gonna wonder how he's gonna do in this race. See where he's gonna stick his mark for this season. That's what season's all about, right?
Yeah, the thing is, it's so tight because from last season it was so predictable to say the top three, but now it's basically last season's midfield are the front running cars. So I don't know, who on this grid do you think is going to be up there? I think from what we have here today, well, I don't know, because Twonk's consistency let him down last season, and I reckon it could be Josh or James.
Yeah, I believe Twonk was the closest one to like promotion last season.
Yeah, but he missed out on quite a few points in the end. Even then, he only scored 2 podiums, I believe, for all of last season.
Well, of course, it's not going to be like all his to earn. Of course, it's going to be tough for him. But he's definitely up there with a chance at the championship. I think another driver too that's gonna do better this season is also maybe James, and when Josh comes back, I think he'll be pretty competitive as well.
For any amateur drivers, this is what Division 2 is for. Because Cup sets on 131.8. It's already about 2 seconds slower than the Div 1 time. But James starting a lap. We've got one of the Ferraris going to come through. That's landing invalid. One of the Red Bulls, Twonk, is invalid. He's filling me with confidence, guys.
Nah, but yeah, America, it's a pretty tough track, and I'm pretty sure these drivers here today didn't have much practice anyways, because it was only a preseason event. It's not mandatory. So yeah, tough track, and there's a lot of technical corners, so it makes sense to have slower times than usual in the actual season, and possible mistakes. But it's still good to like see which driver is like more practice driven and which driver is more like talented driven, where they can just get on track and have fast laps and all that.
Reese just invalidated his lap by exceeding at the actual final corner.
Ah, it sucks.
It was about a metre away from crossing the line, and it was invalid. Right,
Yeah,
where is Mr. Xanax?
he's
He's
just
back.
last communion.
Hopefully, he will behave himself this time. 132.5. I'm
Yeah,
more
it's
than
pretty
sure
simple
his left arm on the table there.
Yeah, I can at least go a second faster, at the very least.
He was on the softs. What tyres were? Yeah, Parts was on the softs.
Yeah, James is on the medium tires, and he's just to finish his lap. Still quite a bit off, though.
Really? Almost exactly a second slower than Xanax Josh, but for the difference of compound, I think that's an okay time.
Yeah. Of course, mediums, in Div 1 anyways, I think the times were somewhere in the 130s. Correct me if I'm wrong. The fastest time was on the 130 on the medium tires, and then 131, so quite time on that. But again, I expect Division 2 drivers to be maybe at least 1 second off the Division 1 drivers in an average anyways. But this is what it's all about, to see how close the competition is. And with the Div 1 drivers here today, showing a kind of comparison with other drivers, it'll be nice to see how big the gap is in the field.
Yeah, Reese coming in for, I'm assuming, to change his tyres. Believe, yeah, Xanax will be back into the box. Anyone behind actually pushing?
Quick note to the new Reynolds plays. Just came out and
He's out of the
started,
box. Yeah,
out
let's
lap.
give him some airtime.
He is new, so it's a nice little thing to find out today.
Considering he is a driver from stateside, his racecraft actually isn't too bad. Pace, it's okay if... I don't want to sound too harsh on him, but he's probably going to be in the midfield this season. But because of how close it is, I hope that he has some kind of success. I mean it for anyone's career with us. I mean, as close as the Div 2 grid's going to be,
Yeah,
it's not always about like titles. I mean, even if the guys get a handful of wins, that'll probably keep me enough to be motivated. I mean, I've been in leagues before where I thought I might actually have a chance of a title, and that was nowhere near, but I had a few wins, so it kept me going for a bit longer.
yeah. On the topic of also racecraft over consistency and vice versa, one good driver I think explains it really well is SLM11 in Division 1, or even Ellie here. It's just they like compared to drivers who have good racecraft. Of course, if they have enough racecraft, they will get points and stuff. But because they're so consistent and they barely ever crash out or leave the race, they always end up getting like the leftovers of points, and overall that builds up, which is really important for the season overall. So it's really important to stay in the race and heads up all the time, right?
It's not even really a case of finishing P10, because in Division 2, the guys get points no matter what, even if they're in the top 10, or if they're in the top 10 and even if they crash out. So you could be the slowest person, as long as you bring your car home in maybe P7 with about 10 people in the race crash out, it will pay off.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay on board with SLM for now.
Place is
Newer
invalid.
driver.
Right, the next driver. Carps is invalid.
Yeah, I'm just on board with 11 right now. And she is new to Div 2. Of course, we've seen her face already since last season, but it'd be nice to see how she does since she's gone down in regulation now.
She took turn 1 okay. The entry was fine. The exit,
Yeah, it's
not
not
so
bad.
much.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad chain of corners. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh
Oh,
no! I was going to say
that was
she
an
made it through.
invalidation.
Yeah, that was quite.
Yeah.
That was a bit of an unfair invalidation.
Yeah, that was pretty close. That's the thing too. With the game F1, they're not super accurate to real life. There's a lot of places where it should not be invalidated, and it is.
Right,
That's
Reese coming to the final sector is on a flying lap.
Oh yeah, Reese, another rather fast driver from last season. I think he got a podium too at one point, or multiple. I'm not sure, don't remember exactly.
I hope his Seiki at least gets a win because this could be his last season with us.
Yeah. Honestly, he wasn't even supposed to show up today. He just decided last second to join. But let's see what he does. Yeah, it's Q2.
Oh, by the way, do you know this season for Division 2 they have constructors awards?
They do.
Yeah.
So, like a trophy kind of thing?
The thing is, I even need to... Well, I need help on deciding if they are going to get trophies, which ones they want. It's just a matter of cost, because we are trying to keep the cost down a little bit this season.
Yeah.
The least I can do is 20 quid for both the winning drivers, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, obviously. You know, a lot of leagues out there, they don't even give money or anything. The best they do is maybe give out like a small prize at the very end. But not on the scale that we do with all those trophies and things, you know. And I think that's one thing that's really overlooked about this league. It's just
Josh, I'm sorry, I've just seen him attack a Apex in the S's. If he does that again, I might retest him, because I'm a bit worried for his sanity. The fact that you thought that was a good idea. Right, any more?
This is a bit of a crazy one.
SLM still valid.
Yeah, just getting a lap done.
Was that Red Bull in front, or was it dying?
It's
Yeah, it's Reese.
Yeah, just getting out of the way for her. This is corner.
It's
Not
okay,
bad.
there we go. Final corner. It's okay, she's running quite a bit. It's okay. P5. At least she got time on the board.
That was a really, really, really close last corner. Honestly, I'd love to see SLM improve over and start challenging midfield and all that.
I like to think so. I think of the girls, she's probably the best, but there's still not a lot between them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only say that
believe-
because I don't want the girls to be the worst drivers on the grid, because they're not. We've had some proper scum on the grid in the past.
Yeah. Wait. So like, yeah. The thing is, though, I like the fact that they always show up. They always try to race, even if they're not the fastest. You know, they always want to come and just do the best they can.
Yeah.
And I'll praise them for that, because, you know, that's kind of drivers we want in the league. Even if they're fast or not, doesn't matter as much.
It's why I try and tell other leagues, we're only here to have fun, we're here to have a bit of a good time. People either got work or school that drives them up the bloody wall. Yeah, I don't really mind if we have like 12 car grids. We cater for the people who want to be here. We're not trying to impress anyone. We don't have to prove anything. If the drivers like it or not, if they do well enough, they might win some money out of it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
who have I got to impress?
I'm not trying to turn into the next esports UK version. You know, we're just here to like encourage, you know, communities in F1 and just have some fun, you know, and get some money at the end of the day too. Not that it matters much, but it's always good to be driving for something.
It's some kind of incentive. Like I said, it's all good and well having a trophy, but I think with this season, we're having 22 consecutive races, including pre-season, 23. And then at the end, to maybe have a trophy that's made out of plastic that's about 2 inches tall, it's a little bit of an insult.
Gotta be on board with the Reynolds. The
Yep,
new
I'm
boy.
watching him. Apparently he's down this time. Oh no! Oh god!
Oh,
He's
he's
actually
out.
crashed.
Actually, I think he's running no traction, so
Yeah, I found that
I
out.
mean, I mean, yeah. Even if it
My
did end up ending a session, I'm happy that we have a few drivers
I
running no
might
traction.
advise him that he moves on to medium because I reckon he's got some half decent pace, but it's the thing with no traction, it will mess you over right when you need the traction the most.
Well, I always praise people that use no traction because it is really tough, but once you get the hang of it, you can really get fast. That's why so many Division 1 drivers don't really use traction. And, I mean, I always like to look at the drivers that just start up because it's usually those drivers that end up getting better for the season, I've noticed, with just getting better and better at handling their cars.
The reason I don't use no traction is what happened to Charlie Congdon in a race yesterday. Penultimate lap, and he went through a corner and he span it into the
Ah,
barrier,
yeah,
gave up a podium, and
unfortunate.
it's what I'm trying to say is if you're gonna do that, you need to be able to do it properly because like one little mistake, it's there's too much risk reward with no traction.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you can really get it down and like, because I know some drivers out there that run on traction in other leagues. My old league, actually, there are a few drivers. Because once you really get the hang of it, and you know when to pace yourself and not to go overly aggressive on the throttle, you can really become one of the fastest people in the league. I'm sure. I don't think Mikey runs like, traction. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I'm just positive he doesn't. And Mark, FC, and everyone. Great Bike Gaming is retiring, I think, or something like that. Yep. Um, it's one of those things where you only get better using it. So yeah, you may be like, spinning out like crazy. Myself, I remember when I started off using the traction, I spun out everywhere. I rarely finished in the top 10 because I just couldn't get the hang of it. But by one season's time, it's just I got faster and faster. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I still reckon there's a certain type of people who can do it, and there's people who can't. And I'm in the category who can't. I've been trying to do it now for 3 years across 4 different games, and I still can't get the hang of it.
well, eventually, if you keep trying and trying and trying, you
James.
actually like. Not bad. Yeah, I said it'd be better.
Yeah, like I said, I think 3 years might be long enough.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, it's definitely possible if you put enough hard work into it. Like if you like every race you run no traction, eventually you will get the hang of it. There's no way you're just not gonna get the hang of it ever if you keep trying. But it's just a matter of like putting the work because a lot of times it's just you don't want to because it's too difficult, right?
I don't want to because it's inconsistent.
It is, but eventually it gets more and more consistent. That's the reason you keep using it. It's like a
I'll just
normal
say
pace.
straight up, I just can't be arsed with it.
Yeah. And
It
honestly,
either
medium
gives
to
me 1.5 seconds straight away, or I don't bother because there's like no point.
yeah. Even in real life too, some drivers change series, go from traction control to no traction, some GT drivers to open wheel, and even the same for them. It's that's his teammate Reese. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, it's just with time it eventually you get to work, but some drivers catch on quicker than others. Twonk doing a lap noise coming in. Also, Twonk getting into the 130 is not bad from him. That's I think maybe bottom 10 D1 average. I think I've seen a few D1 drivers at that time in quality. So not bad, but again, no one's really practicing much. It's just good to see a race in Division 2 after a while. Even if it's only with 12 people and some Division 1 drivers.
It's fine, we cater for who wants to. And the top 3 after qualifying. Tonk in the Red Bull, 130.8 was the best that Div 2 had to offer today. James Killer in the Mercedes P2. Actually, quite close between them. I'm pretty sure Jim's knew where he lost that time. Same with Carps, P3 for Alfa Romeo.
Yeah,
I know that, yeah, but Twonk is normally quite good in qualifying, right?
Yep.
Race, I expect him to be on the podium. I'm just trying to think if the the bonus points for pole position. So we have
Yeah.
2 points pole, a point for the fastest lap, and the usual 25 for the win, down to 1 point for 10th. I reckon those pole positions are gonna really pay off in Trunk's favour, and especially for the constructor, because you think it's only 2 points, but what that does over the course of the season, it actually pings out the best driver quicker, which is how we kind of knew by not even 10 races in to last season that we knew that DXS was most likely going to win the title.
Yeah. But then again, things like the constructors could happen. There's like a huge comeback and all that. So you never know until it's truly over. But
All I know is that this Red Bull pair, they can do it. They just need
yeah,
the consistency.
I'm just trying to think of other drivers who aren't here today that could really challenge for the title. I think Arlmate will be a good one if he gets even
Our
faster.
mate's left the league.
Oh, he has. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm still not completely aware of the full driver. I've actually checked now since only in the formation lap. So I won't make a fool of myself again. Yeah, I think Avalanche could have a good shot at it. James might get a few podiums, I feel.
It's all
But
down
also
to
there's also
consistency. The amount of drivers who need to stop making mistakes, it's quite unreal.
Noja could also be good. Could be on for some rather high finishes, I feel.
Yeah,
But we also got to take a look at some of the new drivers too.
even like the guys who were fighting for the scraps last season, they should be fighting for maybe P5. The guys who probably would never have a chance for podium, they're going to be fighting for the wins this time, so it should be happy days for everyone. It should be.
Yeah. Then again, there's that Haas pairing that's just full of new drivers, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they run since they're not here today, and also that one Racing Point driver.
I'm going to give a full rundown of the grid then. That said, Tonkin pole position for Red Bull, James Killer P2 for Mercedes ahead of Karts, P3 in the Alfa Romeo. Reece 17 in the Red Bull, he is ahead of Zenix Josh on his Division 2 return. Driving for McLaren today, I believe. What team is he supposed to be in?
Josh?
Yeah.
He is, AlphaTauri. He races for AlphaTauri this season.
Should be in the AlphaTauri anyway, but
oh yeah, and
there was a
speaking of
vacancy
Collins,
today. SLM P6 for Ferrari plays with cars on his, I would say debut, but it's not a competitive event. MDJ filling in kindly with Cameron and Charlie from Division 1, hopefully to give the Division 2 guys some pressure, hopefully set some kind of benchmark that they should be aiming for. I'm feared by Gaming P12, but I do believe he's left the session and he has not come back.
Unfortunate. But yeah, I was gonna say, Collins is another driver I think that if he could keep it on the road, 'cause I'm pretty sure he averaged more DNFs last season than race finishes. I think he could also do some.
Right, 5 red lights.
Yep. Classic glitch. Oh. F in the chat for that Reynolds is a drive through, but it's lights out.
Played with the cars jump in the start, but
Oh. I think James has wing damage, yeah.
Oh my god, what is he doing? Only he could jump the start and still end up lower than where he actually qualified.
Oh, that's good by getting around. I think most people avoided him. Not the best of plays. He really messed that up.
More of that as an extra Josh up into P3.
Yeah, not bad. Also, cars got a clean start. I just hope plays won't feel like this for most of the season, because that would be a problem. But we'll see. Side by side.
They should improve it as the season goes on, Seen SLM. Yep, that's an overtake. Caught that on camera.
Oh my god, they're almost... Yeah, that was actually not bad. That was pretty clean. Parks and Josh.
Trading places, these two. That is a run around. Now, I really want to focus on that delta between Twonk and Xanax Josh.
Yeah.
Because Josh reckons he was in championship contention. And I'd say he is as well. However, whoever's got more consistent race pace out of these two, this is the fight we want to be watching. Everyone just watch that delta.
Currently, Twonk is slightly breaking away, but Carps and Josh are really close, and I'm on board with Carps right now as he actually gets a better...
Would that more or less be a case of the dirty air just in the first sector?
Yeah, I'd say, but still, oh my god, yeah, Josh just went wide there.
Yeah, that setup don't look too good on the McLaren.
Yeah.
It looks really, really stiff.
Still glad to see Josh back, even though some things he did last season were questionable. Carps has a run on him now. I think Josh has more top speed in him. Down the inside.
Oh, was that a corner cut? No? Might have been
Sure,
close, but
you got him.
that's an okay overtake as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, Josh coming back.
I've just jumped back down to the midfield and I'm on board with Cameron. The Devon drivers are giving SLM a pretty good, how you say, lesson. SLM drifting out wide.
Yeah. Oh,
Carps
Carps
in
got
the
a
penalty already. That's what I mean. One thing to be consistent with actually being clean as well. Let's see if Josh has got any bit of sanity, if he can keep his head. Might be plays again. No, that is Feedbug Gaming is in the barrier.
Ouch.
Gone for a spin after the penultimate corner. If he's gone for a spin, I'm assuming he's got back into his car. I think Ellie actually ended up leaving as well. SM with the penalty.
Well, that's just disqualified for some reason. So be careful about that.
There's been a severe collision with... Oh, come on, man. Please.
What happened there?
He reversed on track and took out Feedbug Gaming.
Oh my. Yeah, definitely not a good race for him. We'll have to see. If he does this in the actual season, this might be a big punishment. Because that was... If he did reverse on the track and completely wipe
yeah,
them
but
out,
I know it's pre-season, it is basically a practice race, but it's still a official event. They are under rules. If that was any intent, it could serve a penalty even for the first race.
yeah, just hope he that was just a bad race for him, but yeah, we've seen that might be a problem.
MDJ drive through. Actually, I'm not really surprised. If there's any driver, Div 1 or Div 2 races, who's going to get messed over with the VSC, it probably is going to be MDJ.
Oh, he stays out on track. Okay. Oh, and now SLM's coming at him.
So next Josh with a dive bomb on Carps into turn 1, too far back.
SLM down the inside of MDJ. Oh, there's still side by side in MDJ.
That exit speed though from MDJ.
Yeah, she seems a bit hesitant on the exits. SLM. It would have been funny if you saw SLM just overtake MDJ on the straight thing.
I wish. Right. Charlie behind Reese is to
Josh behind Carps.
ex-teammates. Oh no, was it Charlie and Twonk who were teammates at the start of last season?
Josh being... Oh, he goes
he's
wide
gone
in
quite
Carps.
deep. Oh, Cameron Diving it down the inside as well.
Oh, they make contact. I don't think they got any wing damage though. That's pretty heavy. Oh, Josh down the inside. Knocks up.
His space, he's left him space.
Maybe I'll let Reese. Oh.
Banging a bit. Like, come on, keep your cool. This is going to happen eventually for Josh, so we might as well get used to it now.
Oh, Cameron. He's also joining in a bit. Charlie gets a penalty. And DJ's in.
Right, surely it's a dumb move
Carbs.
now for Zenix Josh.
I'm gonna be with Cameron.
Oh, mate, just send it. No, it's alright. That's okay. Back in front, there we go. Now let's see how they hold on to the S's again. Oh, Carps. Pushing it a bit.
Oh, Cameron down the inside. Oh, and it's 3 wide, oh my god. Charlie tried to make it 3 wide over there. And Charlie has a run on Cameron. Cameron's gonna try to stick it around the outside, that's not gonna work. Kind of fun to watch, actually. Carbs coming back at Josh.
5 cars in the same shot. 6 now. Better Slam's a bit far back.
Carbs around the outside, goes a bit deep though. Oh!
Ooh! Is he okay?
He's lost it.
So I thought
Yeah,
yellow flag would have been for Carps, it's just for the Renault, I believe. Players, what are you doing, man?
Maybe, is he an AI?
No, but Twonk just ran to the back and it looked like he brake checked him. Yeah, everyone be a bit careful of the Renault.
Oh, Twonk's in. I think he's going for the tires though.
Yeah, no, he got given damage because the Renault brake checked him.
Nice. Charlie and Josh.
Oh my god.
Oh, Josh is wide. Cameron might get him.
Yeah, he's just got way out of shape. And the Div 1 drivers have managed to clear the Div 2 field within 6 laps. All but one, and DJ's still stuck in midfield, but I'm pretty sure he can catch up. I don't know if any of the Div 1 drivers are watching, but if they can pull over to the side and like let them back through, that'll be grand. Oh, one of the Red Bulls is spammed. That's Twonk.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, another reason we do pre-season testing, you kind of got to prove your worth here. We're not just going to take on any random people who are only used to 5 lappers and they normally crash people out. You've got to be a bit competent in any league, but so to have your license approved, or if you want to call it that, you've got to complete a mandatory test. And pre-season, if no one has done the test beforehand, this is what it's about. So 10 cars left. If this was a normal race, everyone from now on will be getting points, even if they were DNF.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to plays, see how he's treating that car of his. Currently, the battle is Carps and Josh with Reese right behind. Actually, it's a nice little 3-way going on here.
Yeah, you'd hope that this will be some kind of top 3 for the season.
Nah, I think Avalanche is gonna be somewhere in the mix here for sure. And maybe Collins as well, and some of the drivers. Ooh, Xanax Josh locks up. Again. It's just a glitch in our screens, but
Well, he might have. What was I going to say? It might have been a little bit hard for Xenix Josh, but he has cleared carps now. I know that it's only momentarily, or maybe even gifted, because Twonk did have that damage, so I don't know. I think it's going to be a bit unfair for Twonk unless he's on some kind of tyre that can take.
we should have a look at the main straight right now.
The distance.
Side by side.
Oh my god. Sorry, I've only got 20 more laps to go.
Oh my.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind commentating over this for 22 races in a row.
Yeah. Ooh, how pretty close.
Down the inside, Charlie goes, another position up. Didn't even realise Cam in P2. And DJ though.
Grease on Charlie.
I think he has served his drive-through for the VSC speeding. And he's only about 2 seconds behind now, so very quickly MDJ is going to end up catching him.
Oh, Charlie goes deep and Reese comes back. Oh, mood moves from Reese there.
Charlie's cleared him again. Yeah, again, Div 1 drivers, if you overtake the Div 2 guys, just pull over to one side on any of the DRS zones, just make sure they know that you're going to give the position up. Otherwise you'll end up with probably something like this. I don't want Josh to end up rear-ending Cameron.
Yeah, but
I'll tell you what, it is a good way to test the racecraft, and Josh was...
Yeah.
Well, he looks like he's... Well, I hope he's mentally improved. I know he's always had the capability to be a good driver. It's not his racecraft that let him down before. It was his own temperament of not really being able to cope with being almost bullied on the racetrack, if that's something that he'd say. But when you've got people giving you a hard time, you're not really going wheel to wheel on track to make friends with people.
Yeah, and so far we'll see from Reese that he has really good racecraft. Perhaps some of his onboards. So far we got quite a few good two drivers here today, just showing that.
Can't believe
You
there's
know what,
like
Josh?
two little
Is
groups
keeping
now.
up with
Twonk
Sorry to passes.
behind playing cars again.
Josh around the outside of Charlie. Now the inside. Huh. Oh, Charlie was wide too. Must have a top speed base set. Oh!
Someone want to explain what happened? Because I missed that.
I think Charlie just didn't see him. DJ went to the side to go in for the corner, and DJ just kind of swatted straight into the barrier.
Shame really, I was looking forward to see what MDJ would have done.
Yeah. No one's fault there. I think Charlie just didn't make a mistake. But yeah, that's MDJ like head first into that wall.
Oh, they're all in the pit. Like Cameron, Charlie, Xenix, Josh. I think even there's Twonk? No, Twonk has carried on. Oh, cheap pit stop. That's a drive-through for James, speeding under the VSC. Could you double check the penalties for me if anyone else had any? So I've got a feeling that was more than one. James with 3 second penalty. Yeah, cameraman, if you're watching, pull over to a side, let Twonk through, and then start attacking them again for the next lap. Brilliant. Oh my god. Oh mate, it's the right cluster in the midfield. Ooh, damage on the Red Bull.
Sorry, I had to pull my mic off for a second.
Oh, Reese has only just made a pit stop as well. He's probably got a pit again. Oh no! That's James into the barrier.
Oh.
Full safety car.
Ooh,
Quite
okay.
predictable because that was almost instant.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. So, do you know what happened? Did he just lose the rear?
I think he lost the rear. The way how, yeah, he just kind of speared into the left wall. Wouldn't even say it was intentional either. It would be very hard for people on the outside to know because at that part of the track you're at such a slow speed. It's not normal for the car physics to spear a car leftward like that. But most likely, I don't know what kind of traction settings he has, but it will be traction related as to why he's ended up in the barrier.
Look at the penalties real quick. See what's going on with that. Drive through for Charlie, drive through for Josh. Slam 12 seconds, Pop 6. Play car, surprisingly, only 6 seconds. But you might want to get past all these drivers and unlap himself. 9 drivers left in the race. It feels a bit slow compared to a 20 lap race, 20 car race, sorry.
Did we do like podium interviews for Division 1 last week? If you remember?
Yeah, we did.
So I might do the same. Might.
Yeah, sure, it's good to...
Again, I didn't plan to. I'm just trying to be fair. If we did it for Div 1, then we'll do it for Div 2.
Yeah.
Anyone watching, if you want an interview afterwards, then we can do it if you want.
Cameron's in the pits, serving this drive-through.
Can't save drive-through under the safety car.
Oh, he can't. I just realized that. I think Josh and Charlie both should have said their drive-throughs, but they can't now.
Oh, did they all have drive-throughs?
Yeah, Zax, Josh, and Charlie both had drive-through penalties. And they tried to serve them, but ended up putting new tires on.
Oh, well, luckily they'll still be on safety car anyway, so they're probably not going to lose too much time.
Yeah, it's like only 8 cars in the race anyways.
What they should have done is probably preset mediums, because mediums will be able to go to the end from now. Yeah, even if everyone wanted to pit now, fresh mediums go to the end. Softs will be pushing it a little bit.
Yep, definitely. I think from lap 12, it's possible we go from the hards to the end. It's gonna be
Hards needs to go to the end. Hards have a tire life around here of about 22 laps. Mediums it's about 16 to 18, and the softs is 14 to 16. But the softs, when they go, they are really horrific.
Yeah, especially the S's. Pretty much the S's that give all the pace or take it away in this race. Because it's just like, you either have a lot of grip or you have no grip, right? And the hard tires have no grip around there, which is why they're slower than most tracks. And it's also not good to go to the soft tires because they wear too quickly. Take the car in this lap.
So, Right. Right, let's see. Everyone's going to rear end each other.
Pretty close, but I don't think they're touching.
Conker's gone.
And they were pretty much
he's
off.
had a hell of a restart. Look at that. Full second already.
Probably on Josh.
SM trying to get place of cars. Reese also down
Oh,
the
three
side
wide.
of SLM. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I was expecting that to be a plane crash, but it's not too bad at all.
Oh, someone's spun around, and that's the Reynolds.
Oh, a Ferrari nearly mated with the Red Bull.
I guess that's one way to put it.
I don't know, she had good reactions to avoid that, that's all.
Oh, Cameron, not gonna try it.
The software's only kind of lacking commentary going from time to time, but sometimes you've got to take what's happening in front of you before anything happens.
Yeah, there's just not much going on, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm 8 cars
just
in
having
the
a look at the tyre strategy, I still think all of the top four have to box again.
Yeah, let me see the tires real quick.
But only now they're halfway through the race. Yeah, top four are
Twong's
definitely
probably
going to
gonna
have to box again.
Twong's gonna need the mediums, if he hasn't, yeah, he's gonna need the mediums for sure. Carp's also probably same thing.
Yeah, I think Cameron's going slow down the main straight to try and keep up with the guys who came in the box. Yeah, Cameron, if you could let Zenx Josh through and then attack him later, that would be appreciated if you get a chance, if he's watching.
Yeah,
let Charlie, Charlie carry on and catch the guys ahead, and I want Cameron to trade places with Zenx Josh.
Question actually, when's the real preseason testing in on F1?
Like 21st of March, I think.
It's only 15 days away, you know?
Yeah,
like
2 weeks away.
That's pretty close. Actually, have you seen the new cars, the new liveries for like the Haas and the Alpine?
I hate the Haas. I absolutely hate it.
It's cursed, right? It's all cursed.
I can't imagine anything more horrific for an American team to put a Russian flag on the car.
Right? And then it's like driven by a German.
They might as well put the like that, whatever the Soviet Union flag was on it.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. I wonder if that's in the Alpine actually.
Oh, the Alpine is gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
That looks really nice. And Aston Martin, it was nice to see. Probably a bit predictable, but it's I don't know, almost as a patriotic term, it was really nice to see the British Racing Greenback. However, with Alpine, because they've actually acknowledged the contribution of the British, it's almost like this Concorde vibe to it, like a team run by the British and the French.
Yeah. Definitely better than whatever pink thing was going on last year, in my opinion.
Oh shush, that pink livery got to...
Nah, I'm not a fan of pink in racing, no matter what it is, except for that one cosmic car I saw once.
I couldn't care if there was a hot pink car sponsored by condoms, I'd probably still support it.
Yeah. What's that medicine you drink that's pink? What's it called?
What, Calpol?
No, that's not it.
Well, it's the only one we have, unless you're drinking like a rat.
It's that
poison
one
or
that like,
something.
it's that one that like helps your stomach or something.
Yeah,
Or
Calpol.
also that medicine you, also that medicine you had as a kid that like
Yeah, it's
tastes really
Calpol.
good.
It's Calpol. And Calpol's purple, it's not pink.
I was having some different medicine here in Canada then.
Probably
Maybe
with a
it's
different name.
fire. Yeah, it probably does. I was gonna say, I completely lost my track. Oh yeah, Alpine looks amazing. What are your thoughts on the Mercedes though? Some people hate it, some people love it.
I hate it. As long as that
Yeah.
car's got a black livery, I hate it.
Same. I think the silver is better for the team.
No, and it's the AMG stuff as well. It's probably,
Yeah.
out of the entire hybrid area, it's the worst livery they've got.
I think so. Not only was I never a fan of the black livery. Not to be wrong, I think a black F1 car could look really nice, but it's just on Mercedes, it's like they're trying too hard to show some basic finish.
It's...
Crazy, you know?
Yeah, but the black itself is fine, but it's what it stands for, it's the reason behind it. They honestly need to move on. Because
Yeah, but it's
just...
also like seeing like a yellow Ferrari, for example. Like, it's just not natural, first of all. And yeah, of course, the Olympics, that's another thing, but when you think of a Mercedes, you think of like a chrome car, like silver, all that
silver
kind of stuff.
would be...
You don't think of black
not
car,
as
you know?
good.
Just in a Ferrari, you don't see a
Yeah,
yellow.
I've just got this weird feeling that they're trying to please Lewis, but now at this point, the sooner he's out of the sport, the better.
Honestly, Lewis is gonna try as hard as he can to get the most championships in F1 history.
Yeah, but he probably will do, but I'm sick of hearing everything that he's trying to stand for. I'm sick of being told I can't eat meat, I'm sick of being told I can't go on a plane, and I'm sick of being told that I'm a racist because I think that all lives matter.
It's like, especially in an F1, like,
It's a
F1's
social
sport that they
movement.
promote,
Anything like socially or political, maybe do it for a season or one race. That has already happened, and Xenex Josh has decided he wanted to do a spin at the penultimate corner.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not happy with Mercedes doing that.
The thing is, like, sure, these things, like, sometimes make things right, but I hate when, these kind of things, like, trickle into racing, because it just kind of ruins it for me,
It's sport in general. I don't understand why everyone is picking up on this. I know what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it on the stream.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if I wanted to see, like, political movements or anything, I just turn on the news. I don't want to go on to
Yeah,
F1.
can we, like, drop the topic now, because I'm getting a bit wound up.
Yeah, definitely. But on the topic of liveries, I think the next one is McLaren's pretty basic. Actually, the AlphaTauri.
No, shut up. That McLaren's still god tier livery. And Josh has succumbed to his own mental issues.
Oh my!
Not really sure if he thought
where
that was
is
the
he
right...
on track?
He's gone off at the S's. But I've just seen him on the minimap. He's done that on purpose. If he does that in the races, he'll be heavily penalised for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm not saying McLaren's a bad car. I just think they didn't change it much since last year.
Yeah, but they don't need to.
bad.
It's a good livery. It's still a new livery for people trying to get used to.
Yeah. And
Oh,
makes
no,
sense.
SLM, going for a spin.
You know, okay, but the AlphaTauri, I think
I'm
overall,
not a massive fan.
I think it's not bad. It's not the best livery out for SLM.
It's okay. It's better than the Haas.
It's honestly something new. It's a new, fresh thing of paint. You know, as much as the old ones are probably better, probably would have deserved it. It would have been if they kept it. I think the new one's still rather nice.
I do fear, however, that half the grid in Formula 1 this season is going to be with a blue car.
Oh my, wait. How many teams are blue exactly?
AlphaTauri have got their dark navy. Red Bull is supposed to be some kind of dark navy / purple. You've got the Alpine that's like a rich dark racing blue. And you're probably going to have Williams running some kind of dark blue as well, unless if they choose to keep
and also
their
the
white
hat's gonna have a bit of blue on it.
Yeah, but also
Yeah.
the McLaren's got a bit of blue in it as well.
What was I gonna say? Completely lost my train of thoughts. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Either way, I was gonna talk about the AlphaTauri more and just that. Oh no, I know what I was gonna say. I'm gonna miss the Reynolds a lot
Yeah.
in that yellow car, you know?
Yeah.
Because at least myself personally, when I was younger and I first started watching F1, I think it was like in the 2016 season or 15, I don't remember exactly.
Oh, the really horrible mustard yellow car. You couldn't miss that.
Yeah, as much as now looking back at it, it looks pretty hideous. When I was a kid, I saw this bright yellow car and I was like, I want this one to win.
I remember
Funny
when they
enough,
were winning, when they were blue and yellow.
That was my first ever memory, I think, of F1. I think it was like 6 years old or something, I don't remember.
I remember one of my first memories of F1. It was watching Alonso do Schumacher around the outside of 130R.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie. So much as I am a Michael Schumacher fan, that was
they're pretty much milking everything they can from the V10 to V8 era. And it shows you something as well, because any like promo, if you notice like the Formula 1 races, they either use I think they used the footage from these cars very briefly, but it's always the V10 era, always the early V8 era, and they're not producing the sounds of the V6 turbos. They're always playing the old high pitch engines, which says that that noise is actually marketable.
It is. It's a great noise. Plonks in those carbs. Do the final pit stop. Are we going to mediums or softs? Soft tires and give you guys medium tires. Actually, no, at least soft tires again. Yeah, I definitely want at least the V8s to come back. Even if even if the cars are a bit slower because of it, I still want them to come back with the V8s. It just sound a lot better.
Well,
I don't know. It's just
say already that they're not going to come back. They're too into this technology already. However, when the engine regs do change again, because you know how they're limited at the moment to, I think it's 11,500 RPM.
Yeah.
They're going to put the rev limit up to 15,000 RPM. So they should be producing a higher pitch. Probably not going to be the same as a V8, but
no, it never will. But
it's better than listening to a cow.
Better than nothing, honestly. How much bigger is that rev limit?
About 3,500 more RPM, I think.
Honestly,
about
it'll make a small
4,000 more.
difference, I think.
You probably notice it on the straights.
Definitely, but it won't be a huge difference, like changing a complete spec and all that. Which I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but at least we're getting something instead of like you can lower RPM engine and producing more electricity and all that. Because it's actually good to note, Formula E, and well, it's not fun to watch or anything. Honestly, I tried to get into it, I just couldn't.
I watched the first season, quite liked it. Watched most of the second season, still enjoyed it. Third season, I was done. I just got a bit bored.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them racing only like street circuits. I think they should like. They don't want to race in.
They don't have the budget to have the one. They don't have the budget to get the licenses to race at these circuits. It's cheaper just to build a street circuit in the middle of nowhere.
I know.
Did you see what happened after the Saudi Arabian E3?
Yes, I saw. That when the car flipped, right?
No, I was on about the missile attack.
Oh yeah, also the missiles. But that's normal for Saudi Arabia, so not a big thing there. Though I am worried about when F1 go there to be like the same event. It probably will be, considering it's a big sport. And actually, I'm kind of worried about it, not thinking about it, because
I just know that until this new circuit they're on about building, I don't think the race in Saudi Arabia is going to be great. This
I mean,
older,
have you seen the circuit yet?
I've seen a pre-made plan of the one in Jeddah, and I've seen the plan they've got for the one in Riyadh that's going to be or Riyadh, or whatever it's called.
I just hope it isn't one of those like tracks that who's that guy that makes all these like tracks like France?
Tilke. I highly doubt Tilke would have been involved in this one.
I hope it's not.
Because they had they've got different contractors for the Saudi Arabian GP.
Yeah. Because as much as France and Russia might look cool, I think it's just not a good track, considering for F1 at least. I'm not sure about. I think actually F2 do have actually some pretty nice races around Russia though. I'm just seeing the last few races. There's a red flag at the last one. It's just with all the dirty air from F1, it's a bit of a hard place to race, I guess. Also, only 6 drivers are from this race. It's pretty small bit of people here.
Yeah, and 2 of them are going to DNF soon.
5 laps left, I think. No, 6 laps left.
But still, that's what I mean. You wouldn't have thought after lap 1, players with cars would be in P6.
And now he is, even though that's the last position. Oh, Reese and Charlie having a bit of a tussle. Come on, Reese.
I would say Charlie to let him back through, but I want to see if Charlie can catch Twonk, maybe give him a bit of a headache in the last lap or so. The Division 1 drivers, they won't be finishing the race, because I need the Div 2 results.
That's just not good. Not much to talk about this race wise, but overall I think that the season will be pretty good. I hope that we'll have at least 18 car grids for most races.
I don't know. I reckon 18 will be quite optimistic. 16 is going to be quite reasonable.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind we've had about 2 or 3 people drop out already, so there are spaces in Division 2 again.
I just hope we at least get above 3/4.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah.
As soon as that top racing starts, they'll all start being committed to it.
Yeah. But who was the fastest lap around here?
Oh, Charlie should say it's a 1:32 something.
2 seconds faster than everybody around him.
Yeah.
Shows the big pace difference. So Cameron might destroy that since he's on fresh soft tires now.
I say Charlie is catching Twonk at a reasonable pace, and he's not exactly pulling a million miles away from Reese. So it looks like Div 1 and Div 2 have done a bit of a swap. Renault winning in Div 2 last season. The minute it's an advantage Renault for Division 1. Red Bull were dominating all of the season in Division 1 last time round, but after one of the drivers got banned, Ferrari ended up taking the Constructors' honours, and now it looks like Red Bull are going to be running away with it in Division 2.
Again, bit early to tell, but Red Bull pair definitely pretty strong. I think.
I reckon as a team already they've got the strongest pairing.
Yeah, but who's the team I was thinking about? I think that is it AlphaTauri might have a good chance for good points this season, and also Alfa Romeo.
No.
Because AlphaTauri have Josh Collins, which I mean, I'm not gonna say they have a chance at the championship. It's very, 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 very small, but definitely on for some podiums possibly. Also, Alfa Romeo might be the closest competitors, I think. Carbs and Avalanche. Avalanche, I think, a top 5 driver last year, possibly. And Carbs also pretty strong, as you've seen here. So yeah, Red Bull definitely the favorites going into the season. Twonk leading the way, but I think we'll still get a few good fights.
Just waiting for something else to happen now. Looks like we're going to get it. Cameron's all over Reese. It's probably going to be all over by the end of the main straight.
Come on, Reese. Cameron on the inside. Reese defending for his life. Ooh, we made a big contact. Down the inside. Oh, Reese get DRS.
One of these two should have DRS.
They both don't for some reason.
Unless if Reese or if anyone's carrying that fault with the DRS and it can't open.
Have you ever had that in a league race?
Too many times.
Really? I've never had that.
If you play enough of them, it will happen. I've had it happen. It happened quite a bit in the 2018 game. 2019 not so much, but it was still there, and I've had it happen at least twice, I think, in the 2020 game.
But now he has it now, so no problem with him.
It's just not fair though.
Charlie went a bit wide there and locked out.
Alright, Charlie and Twan. Any of the different guys watching, please bear in mind we're nearly at the end of the race. You know what you've got to do.
Execute order 66.
That's the order for taking someone out.
Okay, yeah. Execute order 65? I don't know. Thank God Josh ain't on track. I'm just kidding. Charlie gets past Twonk. I'm glad to see that you're a bit cultured in the ways of Star Wars, by the way.
Don't talk to me about Star Wars because I won't know what you're on about.
Fine, I'll stop. Even though I'm a bit of a hardcore fan.
I hate it. I don't understand what Star Wars is for.
For fun, okay?
But it's not fun, it's dumb.
You know what? The new ones are dumb, actually, I'll be honest with that. The new ones kind of suck.
No, I just hate the whole concept of it.
What do you mean? Space Wizards ain't enough?
Say again?
What, nothing, you have something against Space Wizards and crazy swords made of light?
Yeah, but it's dumb. Well, what's the point?
I don't know, it's cool. Like you have
Some
swords
people in this world
everything.
really need to grow up, and if you're like this, then you're one of them.
Bro, it's just a show, man. Oh, someone's got out. It's the Reynolds. Looks like his 12th spin today.
Yeah, Div 1 drivers, if you're watching, please do what you have to this lap. You shouldn't be starting lap 28. Let the Div 2 drivers carry on as they are.
Let's see what Cameron's doing. He's a little off the calorie there. Two laps left, gotta hang in there. Oh, Cameron's in. Ain't even the last lap. Oh, it is. Never mind. Yeah, they're in.
Right, last up then. It's been a bit of a lengthy pre-season. What do we think about what we've seen?
Twonk still as competitive as ever, I feel. Reese also going to be a great teammate towards him. I think he'll just grow as the season goes. Carps also could have a good few shots at a podium this season. If he keeps it consistent, might even be able to get that at least P2 in the championship with his teammate. And new guy plays kind of a messy start, but hopefully somewhere inside he can find consistency and pace to.
At this point, Twonk has actually surprised me more than I thought, but I think that's more to do with there's no other competition, so of course he's going to be in about the P1, P3 area. So I'm surprised Reese has kept going for this long. Carps, I don't know if this would be a regular thing. And play with cars, if I'm honest, he's really got to book his ideas up. There's things I've seen in this race that are not acceptable.
I mean, I guess the only good thing I'll say is that he sticks around the whole race.
Yeah, like I said, he's kept going, and I just hope that that timer does let him unlap himself. 2 Red Bulls going across the line. That looks absolutely shocking. But yeah, that's Red Bull 1-2 in Div 2 pre-season testing.
The car's gonna be carrying some wing damage or something because he's going really wide everywhere.
Yeah, he is missing his end plate. He seems happy though. It's a podium. Well, God no, he's got more than just an end plate missing. That's the entire left side, and the right end plate is gone. So that would have been horrific to drive. Play with cars.
Yeah, hopefully, come season time, he'll be much better than he is now today.
For his sake, it might even be worth turning the traction on medium.
Yeah.
Because I reckon if he just puts that assist on, he would be up there, top end of the midfield straight away. Because his 1 lap pace already isn't too bad, but it's not going to help him in a race distance at all.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes to it, but he's done and that's the race. And that felt like a whole day had gone by.
Yep, I'm about ready to go to bed.
Find it funny how Charlie's the driver of this race, even though he didn't finish the race. Yeah. What is that podium victory? I'm going to question that.
All the form rundown from pre-season testing. This is Vantage Red Bull Twonk taking victory ahead of Reese 17. Carps P3 for the Alfa Romeo team. Then Div 1 drivers Charlie, Cameron stepping in to help test the guys. Play with cars comes in P6. Under normal circumstances he would be classified P4. SLM next car down. I don't think she should have gave up when she did, but at least she kept going for quite some time. Zenex Josh, I'm a bit surprised of that fastest lap attempt or his best time. Not really sure how he wasn't able to get it together, but still, that lad needs some mental training. James Killer, a bit disputed really on the reason for his DNF, but P9 regardless. And MDJ being crashed out, Div 1 test driver anyway. Feared by Gaming P11, didn't really look like he was with it today, and then Ellie in P12, race was over as soon as it started. Right, do you want to try and get the guys in and have a quick word? I don't really want this to be going on any longer than it has to.
Way ahead. Okay. Twong's already added, so he should join. Where are the other two? I think it's Reese.
Reese, Twonk, and Carps.
And the Carps. Yeah, all three of them are already added to the group. Kind of hate how we have to like add them instead of just invite them, so they don't know that they're being called to the party. Just let them know on Discord. Make sure to join.
I think they're coming.
Yeah.
So apparently they are going to be on the way.
Yep. I think it's two. What's going on? Yep, there they are. Okay. Get going, because I am tired.
Yep. Want to try and keep this relatively short and sweet, guys. Double check if your voices are set to share. I'm going to start off with Carps. P3 in the pre-season race, is that more of your honest, consistent pace, or was that a bit lucky?
I feel like I could have gone a bit quicker, but I was kind of carrying damage for most of the race. So hopefully without damage I'll be pushing a little bit more.
Just kind of briefly though, how was the race? How was your competition? Did anyone notice any problems?
No, I think it was all good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Carbs, what are your goals for the season? Going forward?
I wanna try my best to get top 5 in drivers championship, and I wanna try and push all constructors with my teammate.
Okay, yeah, I think you're the second best team in the grid, in my opinion. Okay, so I guess we'll move on to Reese now, since you're being quick about it.
Yep.
Reese, PT, would you say that was a predictable result, or was it one that you had to work for?
I mean, there really weren't many people going for it, were there? So I think I would have been, if going into it, I would have been happy with P2 without a single lap of practice before, so I can't really complain at all.
Yeah, and so far I think you and Twunk are the best team on the grid so far, so I'm sure you guys will be pushing for the constructors. But what about yourself? What are you planning for personally for the drivers constructors? The drivers championship, sorry.
I think top 4 is realistic. Obviously, you can't really say so early, but that's the main goal. But main thing's just winning the constructors for me.
Right, is everything? Gonna move on to Twunk. Your single lap pace is still carried over from last season. Your race pace looks okay, but you did have a few mishaps. I guess, was it easy to climb back through and take the win? Or do you reckon you're gonna have some mild competition for the season ahead?
I mean, it's too early to tell at the minute, but there will be competition, I know that. But yeah, I enjoyed that race, to be honest. Made a few mistakes, but I'm happy I clawed it back in it. Yeah, it was pretty decent.
So I'm gonna guess you're going for P1 in the championship and constructors, so not much to say there since you are, I think, the favorite on the grid. But who would you say is your biggest rival going into the season, at least from what you know now?
Well, from that race, Reese and Carps are looking pretty decent at the minute. I'm not sure about Josh, because I didn't really get to see much of him, but we know there's a few other fast guys, so I hope it'll be all good. Nice competition, nice for the commentators to watch.
And our thousands of fans.
Probably have at least 10 fans between the pair at the end of the season, all of them in the form of an angry mob.
Got to give out those signatures.
Signatures for something, but yeah,
I'll get fan mail.
I really appreciate the pair of you turning up. Same with Cops as well. Like, thanks for making pre-season. Activity for Nhrl over the next week. It's down to business now for Division 1 tomorrow. Round 1 begins in Australia. Same time, 8 PM. Weather is looking dry. Any Div 2 drivers who want to come along, you're more than welcome to. In terms of the Rally Championship, really well done for the guys who've set the times already, but there's still quite a few of you still need to get your times in before Sunday. And Division 2 for next week, it will be your first race, Australia. Weather is looking fairly similar to Division 1, it shouldn't change too much. Yeah, Pitch, have you got any more to add?
Yeah, I just can't wait to get the season started. Said it was a bit of a more quiet race, but I'm sure once we get to the first race of the season, it'll be a lot more exciting. So can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a really close one, I reckon. There's going to be up and downs for every team on the grid. But someone's going to have to win it, and I can't wait to see who does, so it's going to be a hell of a season to watch. Please stick around for the entire season and see how it plays out. Again, thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next week for round 1 in Australia.